Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're here to talk about, guess what? EVs are going bust. That's right, they're out of the marketplace and they're disappearing, and it was all a sham, and thank you very much for enjoying this EV adventure we're being on, but no one's buying Lightnings anymore, no one's buying Mach-E's, and the ID4s are piling up, and Tesla can't sell their cars, their stock is down. I believe at the filming of this video it's under $200 a share. I think it's under 180. Wow, under 180. I think if it hits 150, I'm gonna buy some. But anyways, EVs are dead. The companies are scrapping their plans. Have you seen the headline? GM is slowing EV production down. Ford is stopping its investments. Tesla can't sell their cars because all they make are EVs. And profits are down. What are we gonna do? Oh no, the EVs are gone and they're not gonna make any more. Well, if you believe the headlines, congratulations, I've got a bridge for sale in Brooklyn, and let me tell you, it's quite the deal. Because total hogwash, chicken poo, pig poo, cow poo, pie in the sky, whatever. The reason EV sales are down and they're on the lots, like all manufacturers, I'd love to point out what happened in the TV industry as an example, because EVs are more than just cars, they're technology. And technology is supposed to get cheaper over time when it's mass produced. But unlike EVs, they're getting more expensive. And it's not like they started out at a reasonable price. They started out up there somewhere. They didn't start out here, reasonable at eye level. They way up there. Like, oh man, how are you going to get one of those? After you test drive one, you go, holy cow, I want one. But guess what? EVs are going up in price. But there's a whole bunch out there. It really doesn't make any sense. What is out there is going to go on sale because it's the end of the year, and whatever's left on the lot, they're going to want to get rid of. But all the headlines say, production is being slowed. Production is being slowed. Production is being slowed. One of the things that are really being slowed in production, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? No Cybertruck. To film in this video, they said they'd have Cybertrucks in November. There are none. By the time they get them Cybertrucks out, I'm going to have my Lightning for 5 years. That's right. I bet you I got 5 years of my Lightning before I see one driving around the streets where I live. City of 1.6 million people, going to 1.7 million people with a high average income. Let's take a break for some Beartown coffee. Gotta help them bears out there so bad. So why are the EVs being so-called slow down? Well, I'll tell you why. Some of the things that go into an EV are not available. There you go. Thank you very much. It was nice talking to you. See you later. That's right. Something that the news stations will not report. Batteries. LFP batteries. Woohoo! Batteries! First of all, I just want to point out that the way the batteries are made and the way they go into the cars, they are short on what they need to go into these batteries to mass produce them at a better price. So these really expensive EVs that don't have enough range can be reasonably priced with a lot of range. But what do you mean? Yeah, aluminum is down 36% from 2022 peak pricing. And remember, all the commodities peaked between March and, say, July of 2022. And I mean peaked. Some things, like natural gas. Natural gas was, I wrote it down, $9.12 a gigajoule, and today it is $3.40 a gigajoule. That is a reduction of 62%. Do you know how much natural gas is used in making of a vehicle? A lot. How about copper? $3.66 a pound today. What was it? $4.74 in 22. Aluminum, $22.30 a ton. And it was $3,500 a ton. So let's just think about this for a second. I'm making something and all my costs to make it have gone down 30%. I'm putting the price up. Yep, got to put the price up because I'm building a factory over there, and I want more money. So I have to build that factory, and I'm spending $1 billion a year on that factory, and so I'm going to put the price up. So I have $1 billion a year to continue building this new factory I want to build because everybody wants these EVs, and darn, I priced them a little expensive, but that's okay. We'll put the price up higher, and so then people will buy the old ones, right? Wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. I did a video about interest rates, how interest rates are not a factor in car buying. You used to get 2 to 3% on your loan. It's now mostly 6%, but even at 9%, 2% to 9% on $30,000, $97 a month. That is not the difference between you buying a vehicle. But if it's a $90,000 vehicle, that's $300 and some a month. Yeah, that's the difference between buying a vehicle. And these $90,000 vehicles, who can afford them? I saved the money for 5 years and sold I did a lot to be able to get one, and I mean a lot. It wasn't just like, I had money on the shelf like everyone else. So, why are the headlines? All the EVs are going bust. Investment is stopped. Blah, 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 blah. Well, let me tell you something. There's a reason the EVs are having a hard time selling right now, and the headlines are out there, and it's not anything other than overproduction and way up their pricing. Because if they were reasonably priced, I mean just reasonably priced, a Mach-E should be the same price. A Mach-E Premium I'm going to pick on Ford here. The Mach-E Premium should be the same price as a Ford Escape Hybrid Platinum. They should be the same. You should be able to go in there because they're about the same size inside. They're about the same for storage. They're about the same. So why is it that the Mach-E Premium is almost $30,000 more than a Ford Escape Platinum Hybrid? $30,000. That's a lot of money. Toyota doesn't build any EVs. Well, I mean, they say they do, but they don't. They just build lots of hybrids, and they're really expensive, so I don't know why anyone would buy them. And then who else? Well, Tesla. Well, Tesla Model Y, where I live, is not under $80,000. That's not reasonable. Who else has got one? Volkswagen. Well, nobody wants to buy an ID4. No software upgrades. Distance is low. Doesn't go very far. When it's cold out, it really doesn't go very far. And remember, 350 miles or 550 kilometers should be the minimum at 120 kilometers an hour. And there's only one that does it. And that's it. My Ford F-150 Lightning is the only one that does that. And even with that, after 2 years of driving it, okay, I haven't driven it for 2 years, driven it for 18 months. I'm not going to get that anymore. I used to get 520, 530 kilometers on a charge. Now I'm down to about 500 on a charge. Because I charge it to full all the time, and I've got 60,000 kilometers on the damn thing. I got to cut down my kilometers. I am just driving too much, but I volunteer for everything because it's electric and it's so much fun. And this is the thing about EVs. They're not over. They're not going to stop being made. They're just really expensive. And when you have 9% interest rates, and the media they're like a dog with a bone. We're going in recession, we're going in recession, we're going into recession, and they have not let up on this for 14 months now? We're in recession, we're in recession, we're in recession. Like, it's just endless. We're going in 2024, recession. You know what? If you get bombarded that we're in a recession for 14 months, or going into one, and it hasn't happened yet, I don't see any reason why we should be going into a recession. Maybe normal? Ever thought of normal is okay? Doesn't have to be booming, it's just normal? Why can't it be normal? Oh, normal is bad. It's either got to be booming or crashing. And they want it to crash, so the media just keeps complaining about the crash. There's a news article the other day where I live about a guy getting kicked out of his house because his payments went up. Why in the world would you be 75 years old and owe that much money on your house? Someone should be talking about financial planning. That's not a news story. But interest rates are up, and they've been talking recession. And because of that, I think people are finally realizing, you know, I'm just going to slow down a little bit and be a little more reasonable. Shrinkflation has caused the EVs to stay on these lots. I don't care what anyone says. You go to the store, everything is smaller and more money. And you're like, I'm not buying it. I've taken the stance, I'm not buying it. I'll go without. And I've lost some weight because of it. And I'm very happy about that. Maybe everyone else should do that. That's a way to lose weight. Just don't eat. Well, I'm just kidding. But anyways, EVs are not. You wait. Everything will get sold out. The manufacturers will cut that back on what they make. And they're cutting back on what they make because there's no batteries. I know I got off on a tangent, but there's no batteries. They can't make the batteries fast enough. They can't make them. They can't make them. They can't get them. Everything is down. The price of aluminum is down. The price of copper is down. The price of lithium is down. The price of natural gas is down. The price of steel is down. The rubber is down. The tires are down. Everything in the car is down in price. Everything. So why haven't they come down and why aren't they selling? You know why? Because they can't make the batteries. End of story. They can't get the batteries. They can't get enough of them at a reasonable price to do what they need to do. So they're saying, well, we got to slow this down. And you know what? If you don't have the battery, having the vehicles without the batteries, I mean, that's stupid. So thank you very much. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket, and don't go get your EV. Well, let me tell you something. You better go out there and get a deal on your EV right now, the filming of this video. You got a couple of months. Because when they're all gone, we're back to ordering off the computer, and this is the price. There will be no extras around. They're not going to make this mistake again in 2024. They're not going to overproduce. They're going to underproduce because they learned their lesson. They are not going to overproduce because they don't have the batteries to do it. So we got to slow it down. We're not selling them. Well, of course you're not selling them at $100,000 a car. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. This is why EV sales are down. Battery production. There's no Cybertruck. Battery production. There's no reasonably priced EVs that go 350 miles on a charge. Battery production. Did you hear about the recall that just happened at Kia Hyundai on the Ioniqs? Did you hear about, there's a reason these are being slowed down because they can't get their battery production into focus. And that's the most important thing when it comes to, they already know how to make the car. Ford already knows how to make an F-150. But if the drivetrain has a problem, and they're going to make less of them. Okay? So thank you for tuning in. It's batteries and the costs of the batteries. They cannot get the cost down and they can't get production of the batteries to the point of where they can sell these for a reasonable price. So they're going to slow it all down and keep selling the ICE vehicles and the hybrids. And until oil gets back up to $150 a barrel, that's just the way it's going to be. Thank you for tuning in. Just remember, get out there and get your deal on your EV, even if it's list price, because you're going to love driving it and you're going to be the only one with one because they're not going to be around anymore. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the future.